in this section we're going to look at lower back. Paul was telling me that he's got some soreness in the lower back. Can you tell us when that began?
Yeah, it began when I shoveled all that 18 inches of heavy wet snow this last weekend. So
Now that can do a number on you. And
Yes.
can you tell us where that's located?
It's almost exclusively in my lower back and my upper gluteus areas.
All right. Couple things can cause that. So what I suspect a couple things. One, if you think about when we're shoveling snow, yes, I have strain on the lower back, so we can certainly have trigger point involvement there. The other thing that can happen is that I'm straining the abdominal muscles. If you notice, it's a good ab workout. But if the iliocecal is a little out of balance, that can also contribute to hip pain. Does it tend to be right side or left side more?
It's almost the same on both sides.
Okay, but let's start with your iliocecal. I like to make sure that we're checking for everything so things balance. So we showed how to test this on an earlier video on body testing, but we're going to do this real quickly here without explaining it. So I'm going to check you nice and strong. Come to the belly button, front of the hip, 45-degree line. Right there's the iliocecal. I push. He's got nothing. So it's a sign that the iliocecal is out of balance. So I'm going to go ahead and have you lie first, face up on the table.
Okay.
And I'll come around to the back side so that our viewers can see what I'm doing. So again, iliocecal is on the right. I'm going to come to his belly button, over here to the hip. I'm going to come in, and are you sore? Yeah.
Yes.
I get a reaction. So this is a little uncomfortable, but it's going to help you feel better. It's also going to help your whole system. You can carry systemic infections from this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down with both hands because he's lying flat. I am rotating clockwise on his body in order to adjust it into place. Okay, and then I'm going to stroke down the right arm to set that in place. And so now let's check. Go ahead and extend an arm up for me. Nice and tight. Come in here. So, iliocecal is adjusted. Why don't you sit up and let me know if you notice any change. Stand. I think you commented that it hurts to stand still.
Yeah.
Any shift there? And if the answer is no, that's fine as well.
It's a little better, but there's still some
Tension
and soreness there, yeah.
So that's good. So if you noticed, if we had not checked for iliocecal, we may have thought that the trigger point didn't fully work. So we want to resolve this because this can contribute to lower back pain. All right, what I'd like for you to do now is go ahead and lie face down on the table for me.
Okay.
All right, so for this area, when you look in your trigger point therapy books, you're going to find that you can get pain across this area and shooting down into the sacrum area. And does this pretty well describe your pain? And it's on both sides?
Yes.
So very possible that when he's shoveling, he inflamed the muscles right here at the hip. So I want to go into that muscle in here, and you tell me if I hit a hot spot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so he's this is a triggery point. Now I'm going to go ahead and compress that muscle. You tell me if it hurts now. Can I push on it without pain?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to release the pressure where I had my thumb. I'm going to hold the pressure against the muscle, so what I'm doing is I'm softening that glute muscle. And he's wearing canvas pants, so it's a little harder to feel. I'm not going to notice that softening as much because of the pockets on his pants. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it until, for those of us who do energy work for quite a while, you start to just get a sense, but really if you think 30 to 60 seconds, you can always go back at it. When I release this, if he goes, it's better, but not totally gone, we'll come at it again. And we'll release that now. Now I'm going to go to the same point.
Still a little painful.
But not as bad?
Not as bad, no.
Okay, and how about now?
No, not really.
Okay, so what's interesting is that when I pushed on it without holding the muscle, I didn't have to put much pressure and he noticed a little bit of pain. With this one, because he's searching for it, once I compressed this muscle, I was pushing pretty hard and he still had to look for his brain to go, does that hurt? So that goes to show you how much this releases that trigger point. And we'll just pause for a moment. What I'd like for you to do, Paul, if you would, is take a deep breath. And just imagine you can breathe out through where I'm holding this thumb. It's a way energy follows thought. We're going to teach that when we do our How to Run Life Force Energy. But as he places his thought on breathing deeply in and then relaxing and breathing out through this finger, he's participating with me in the process. Now I can release that muscle. And what do you notice now?
No pain.
No pain. All right, let's come over here. We're going to look for this on the other side. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and pause the camera. You don't need to watch this twice, but when I get done doing this release, we're going to go ahead and come back on and have Paul stand up and let us know if all of the tension in his lower back has been relieved. Be back in a moment. Okay, so I've done a few more trigger points. As you recall, I did the ones on this side of his hip. I came over here to balance on the other side because he had an even spread of pain across. That could come from either side, so not taking any chances. It only took a few minutes, and I went ahead and released trigger points on this side as well. So what we're going to do now, Paul, if you would go ahead and sit up. And why don't you go ahead and stand and just test that and see what you notice.
Oh, it feels much better.
Who, sir?
Yeah.
Any?
I can do Elvis Presley now.
I like that.
Thanks.
Okay. Any pain across the lower back?
No.
All right. No. As simple as working. I think we worked 2 trigger points, one on each side.
Okay.
I think we did 2 on each side. 2
Yes.
trigger points on each side. Very, very simple exercise along with ileocecal. All that integrates. Body says, I can relax, and pain is gone.
Good.
Thank you. Go work on someone's lower back.